last 8 years, I have grown my Turo fleet with my husband from 1 car to 34 cars, all from my home garage. But we finally got a shop, so let me give you the tour. So from this white Hyundai here to that blue Yaris in the back, this is our front parking. Yes, it is only 3 spaces, which really isn't ideal, but we're making it work, and I'll explain how a little bit more in a bit. Going into the garage, we have this automatic garage door, which not only has phone access, but there's also electronic garage door buttons off to the side as well for easy in and out into the garage area. But we try to keep this closed as much as possible because one of the best features of this shop is the fact that it has full air conditioning. And here is the inside of the shop. Now I'm gonna walk you through each thing that we've done and sort of the different decisions that we've made in order to turn this shop into a functional Turo and car sharing space. But as I mentioned a moment ago, one of the best features of this space is the fact that it has HVAC, so it's cooling and heating, which is particularly beneficial in the summer months. Now Todd, myself, and HP can check in cars, take photos, but more importantly, work on cars in the summer months while staying comfortable. Now going in order from front to back here in the shop, we have our cleaning cart. Now at the house, we have all of this stuff in a cabinet, which is fine for that space. But for this space, we wanted to have everything super easily accessible. So we have everything that Todd, myself, or HP would need to clean a car. With this extra space, we also were able to buy more of the concentrates, which means that for each individual bottle of these cleaning supplies, we're able to save a little bit of money versus buying like the individual smaller portion bottles like this one. It doesn't make a huge difference, but with everything in a business, these small costs add up. And so this is just one of the different efforts that we're making in order to cut costs. We also have our carpet cleaner down here as well. This is the Bissell Pet Carpet Cleaner. I will have it linked down in the description below, but this is what we've been using with the cars and we've been really happy with it. It's actually an upgrade from our previous carpet cleaner that we had that we still have at the house, which is like the green, mini green machine carpet cleaner, which has worked pretty well. But this one is a bit better. This is a steamer and a carpet cleaner, so it's perfect whenever we need to really clean a car thoroughly, a car has like a bunch of gunk or stickiness, or whenever we first get a car and it needs that initial deep clean before we take photos of it. I love efficiency and I also love organization and cleanliness, so this 75-foot extension cord reel was perfect for what we were wanting out of this space. We not only have one up here, but we have a second one back there, which I'll show here in a bit. But this is used predominantly for the vacuum. This is a 6.5 horsepower Craftsman vacuum. It's a step up from the one that we've been using at the house. And so far, I've been super happy with it. It's definitely the strongest shop vac that I have used for Turo cars. And with the 75-foot extension cord, we could theoretically clean cars in here as well as out there if we ever needed to. Even though we have the lift, which I will get into here in a second, we still have jacks and jack stands in case there's a scenario where HP is doing some major work to a car on the lift and we need somebody to do an oil change or a tire plug or something like that. We wanted to have a way to be able to do that here at the shop. If you guys noticed, or maybe you don't notice because I've never spoken about them on the channel, we also have a set of quick jacks. We've opted to keep those at the house. We may end up bringing them here, we may not, but for now we just have the lift and then these jacks and jack stands. A simple whiteboard here to just keep track of which cars need work. So we have need work, in repair, and out of commission. Some of these cars have actually since been fixed, so I can go ahead and erase them. Now, one thing that I really liked about this space is the mezzanine, which is above me, and below is like a different storage area. And I really love how this space not only looks, but it feels. There's a separate set of lights for this area, which is probably unnecessary, but it definitely makes the shop just feel more lit. We have clean and dirty laundry bins for things like shop towels. And then behind me, we have a cart for all of our cleaning supplies, brooms, mops, shop sweep. And we also have additional storage for things like our mop bucket, which we've yet to use, and car seat, which we include in rentals as an extra. This right here is an addition that I really like, and it's a locked key closet. And this is where we keep all of our spare keys for the vehicles that we store here at the shop. We have a separate key system for the house, but any vehicle that's stored here at the shop has a spare key. That way, if we ever need to get into the car, we lose the key, the guest locks into the car. We can do that really easily without going back to the house. And right here is just kind of your simple Husky garage storage system. It's actually the exact same storage system that I have at my house. We bought an identical one, though the countertop is different. And we're just using this for like garage storage. So miscellaneous cleaning supplies, some concentrates are gonna go in here. Spare lock boxes are going in here, but most of these aren't even full. And then we have our different oils, oil filters, and just different chemicals that we store in here. It's funny because this cabinet almost looks identical on the inside to the cabinet at our house. And then here is just a different shelving system. We bought these boxes to try to keep track of parts that need to be installed, parts that need to be returned, different lost and found items, just trying to figure out a way to keep this shop nice, clean, and organized. And I think these storage boxes will serve and do that well. And nothing really special around around here. This is where we go into like the kitchenette style items. So we have a coffee maker, a tea kettle because I'm a big tea drinker. We have our freezer, our fridge, and a kitchenette behind me, which has things like plates, cups, mugs, things like that. And of course, we have a bathroom.
With a super cool locker.
Which is actually a cool locker. This is where HP stores his work clothes so that he doesn't have to go home to change, but then his clothes aren't just sitting around. This was actually something that HP wanted. I didn't think that we needed, but I'm glad that we got it. Now, by far, hands down, my favorite part of this shop, and really the reason why we got a shop to begin with, is this lift behind me. HP and I have been wanting a lift for many, many years. In fact, a couple of years ago, we looked into getting a lift installed in our house. Our ceiling was too low. We actually looked at raising our ceiling. That was too expensive. And then we found out that most likely the cement situation at our house would never work for a lift. So we ended up getting Quick Jacks instead. And while Quick Jacks did the job for a while, we have needed a lift for a very long time in order to just turn over cars quicker, do more intense work on vehicles, and I am so incredibly glad that we finally have this. Now, we purchased this lift used on Facebook Marketplace, and the lift itself cost about $2,000, but then once we took into account like delivery, getting it installed, getting it hooked up to electricity, it was nearly $4,000 to get this put into the shop, which is a lot of money, but in my opinion, it is a worthwhile investment. And I've actually been impressed with how easy it is to lift up a car, and HP is truly a pro. Now, I'm not the one who maintains our cars, and so this is all HP's territory, but in the short, like 6 weeks since we've been here, he's done an engine replacement. He's done a ton of like basic maintenance, like oil changes. He's done suspension components. I mean, this thing has been absolutely amazing. And even just me looking at him doing this work to cars, I'm noticing that he's doing it way more quickly. And of course, he's much more comfortable because he's not having to do it on his back in the hot garage. And instead, he's able to stand and do it in the AC. In fact, this oil right here isn't new oil. This is all used oil that HP has already changed out of cars. It's something like 80 quarts of oil. And again, we've only been here since May 1st. We have this oil collector, which is used for the lift. HP's box, which is the same box from our house. He now has it here. This was quite a task getting it here to begin with, so it's gonna be staying here for a while. We have this second reel that I mentioned earlier and our second vacuum. And this corner right here is definitely still a work in progress. This is the engine that HP replaced about, 10 days ago. It needs to go into the trash, which we are doing piece by piece because it is very, very heavy. We have our engine hoist, which we just recently got, which HP used for the engine job. And we have a transmission for one of our cars, which is going to be replaced here soon. Just another huge benefit to having the shop is the ability to bring these large jobs in-house and not having to pay a shop thousands of dollars to do it. So the lift is already quickly paying for itself, which is amazing. Coming upstairs, we have the mezzanine, which is the office area. Now, this is my second favorite part of the shop, probably my first favorite, maybe tied with the lift. And that is the fact that we have this built-in office that, again, not only has AC, but it's actually like a cool-looking office. Whenever we were thinking about what we wanted out of a shop space, I didn't feel the need to have a YouTube studio because we have such a built-out studio at the house, but I did feel that we had to have AC, we had to have space for a lift, and we had to have an office. And the fact that we got the office out of this shop space is just perfect. See, the upstairs mezzanine office area is encased in glass, which not only makes this area very well lit and makes it feel very open, but it's really cool to see the guys working on cars. We are able to communicate with each other quite well, even if I'm upstairs and they're downstairs. But the fact that this is more open does mean that there's good airflow throughout this space. This has its own separate AC unit, and while it can be warm if the guys leave the garage door open for an extended period of time, we try not to do that, and the place does stay quite cool. And this is really the proper office area. Now, up here in the mezzanine, we do want to eventually get a couch, a TV, something to make it feel a little bit more finished out. But this is where we actually work, and this is where I've been spending the majority of my days. We have Todd's desk right here, HP's desk right here, and my desk right here. All of these are standing desks, and then we have these monitors that we can all hook our laptops to. And that's pretty much it for the office. Going into the back, we have more parking for not only ourselves, but also Turo renters that are returning cars. You can see that we have our Mazda 2 right here. We have our 2011 back there, my 4Runner, and then another car that we're not going to talk about because that's a business that I actually haven't discussed here on the channel. And we have our Honda Odyssey. Now, one issue that we are running into is that this shop space is multiple units within one building, and we are finding that a lot of guests don't remember where they picked up the car, so they're not returning it in the right space. So we are hoping to put some sort of signage back here, like Turo returns or something like that, to try to make it easier for guests to return vehicles, but that is a current work in progress, and we haven't really come up with a great solution yet. So this is the entire shop from start to finish. Now we do have a few things here and there that we still want to do to it to just make it a bit better, but this is pretty damn close to what it's going to be at its completion. Now, whenever it came to choosing this shop specifically, it definitely isn't perfect. It doesn't have a perfect parking solution, and if I had my druthers, I would have chosen a shop with a larger parking lot. However, given the fact that we prioritized having an office and having an AC'd shop, which is surprisingly difficult to find here in the DFW area, we also wanted something close to home and in a safe neighborhood. This shop checked most of the boxes. Now, as far as the details that I know that many of you are wanting to know, no, we did not buy this space. It is a 3-year lease. Ideally, we would have loved to purchase a space, but it was just too expensive and it would have been too much for what we were looking for at this point in time. This is a 3-year lease and the shop space itself is about $3,700 per month. But once we take into account things like utilities, so internet, electricity, water, it comes out closer to about $39,000. And this shop is not only used as like a hub for our Turo fleet, but also our production company and all future projects as well. Like always, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, if you have anything to add, I would love to hear it. So make sure to leave a comment down below. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video.